look really, really, really pale. Maybe it's because I just came back from Saskatoon and it's so cold there. I was literally like... But anyways, I'm back in front of this camera, which I didn't know when I was gonna be back in front of this camera. I'm ready to go. Like, I've been missing you guys, and I hope you guys miss me too, because it's been too long. So long. Anyways, you can see I'm in a new setting. I'm finally in my own room, in my own place, finally settled. Gonna be here for a long time. Not leaving. So, since I've been into this new city though, I literally feel like I'm a criminal. This city literally is making me feel like dirt. It's making me feel worthless. It's making me feel like I'm a piece of nothing. I feel I was coming here to find myself, to know what I want to do with my future. And I come here and I feel like a blood-coated criminal. Now, many of you might be like, why? I'm just gonna give you the full story time. So, it started the first day me and April arrived here. We were celebrating that we were here, and we had like 2 shots of Henny, and we had a porn star, which isn't that much alcohol. And then we're like, okay, we'll go back to the hotel and just have a chill night, hang out, because that's what we do now. We're not these party animals who... Coronavirus. We're not these party animals who need to drink all night. So it's like 12 o'clock and we get back to the hotel. April goes onto the ground, falls out of the car, and her face just goes. So her teeth are falling out. And I'm like, ah! And she's like, ah! And I'm like, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay. Don't scream, don't scream. And she's like, ah! I'm like, Bloody Murder. Bloody Murder. Bloody Mary. And I'm like... So the lobby people from the hotel come running out and they're like, break it up, break it up. And April's like, we're not fighting, we're not fighting. And April is like, and then she goes into the hotel to clean up her teeth that are falling out of her mouth. And I'm like, oh my god, like, what are we gonna do? Like, this is horrible. And then I can't find my phone, so I'm looking everywhere. I think it dropped on the floor, so I'm looking everywhere for it. And I'm like, where the hell is it? So next thing I know, I'm being thrown to the ground. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? And these cops are arresting me. And I'm like, excuse me, why am I being detained? Why are you arresting me? Like, what is going on? And they're like, you punched the lady. And I was like, I never punched no lady. Am I being arrested? They're like, no, like, you just need to talk to us, come in with us. And I was like, come in with you guys for what? And they're like, to talk to us, like, what are you on right now? And I was like, I'm on nothing. My friend just fell and she hurt herself, and now I'm trying to go back to her to help her, and you guys are here taking up my time for no reason. And they're like, well, we've been getting multiple reports, you punched a lady. And I'm like, multiple reports? Like, where's this lady at? I'm like, where is this lady? And they're like, we haven't talked to her yet. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm so lost at this point. I'm freaking out. So I'm here, and they're hanging me upside down like this, like this. So I'm upside down, hanging on the road, and I'm wearing one of those tops that like tie up in the front, so my boobs are coming under my bandana. I'm like, excuse me, like, can you please like help me? So they're like lifting up my shirt, and I'm like, this is very inappropriate. Like, there's so many cars driving by. We're like on the busiest road of downtown Vancouver. So then I'm like, what is happening? So they make me stare into this red light for like 3 minutes. Like, they literally hold my eyes there, and I'm like, you're hurting my head. Like, I get migraines, I had concussions, like, what are you doing? And they just keep holding my head there, and I like stare into it, and I'm like, and I'm in like this big gang unit van. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just this little girl, like, I've done nothing. Like, I'm so confused at this point. So they take me into the station, and ever since I was in the station, like, that's when I started being rude. I was like, so why am I here? And they're like, well, we're just trying to figure out what we're gonna be doing with you. And I was like, what do you mean figure out what you're gonna be doing with me? I've done nothing. You can't do anything with me. And they're like, well, you did punch a lady, but lucky for you, she doesn't want to charge you. And I'm like, where has this lady been? Have you talked to this lady? And they're like, we haven't. The lady didn't want to talk to us. That's why you're lucky. But next time you're not gonna be so lucky. And with your track record, blah, 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 you shouldn't be doing this stuff. And I was like, they're bringing up something I did when I was like 15 years old, like 5 years ago. which I know 5 years isn't that long of a time, but if you know me, I'm a completely different person. Anyways, finally, they let me go. They let me go on East Hastings, the scariest road of North America, or Canada, one of them, the statistics. Literally over, like, probably 10,000 of hobos. 10,000, not 1,000, 10,000 people live on the street, okay, at nighttime. It's like 2 a.m. and everyone's just fully awake. It's like a whole freaking city just awake, and I'm like, everyone's trying to grab me, and they're like, what are you doing up here? La, 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 la. And I'm just like, get away from me, don't touch me. Like literally acting like a crackhead. I literally went like this, and I was just like, and then I had to try. They wouldn't let me call a cab, they wouldn't let me call anyone. I literally begged them, no call, nothing. I literally had to run in front of a cab. It wouldn't stop for me. So then I'm like, wow, I'm really gonna die out here tonight. I'm really gonna die out here tonight. So then I run in front of another freaking cab. Another cab! And it finally stops. It almost hits me. It does hit me, actually. I jump in, the cab's like, give me your money. Not thinking I'm gonna pay him, so I had to freaking pay him in before. Then I get to the hotel, and I'm trying to wake up April, and April's like, you fucking bitch, get off me, we're never being friends again. And I'm like, April, wake the fuck up. The cops, blah, blah, blah. So then April's like, the cops, and she wakes up and she's like, I thought you just ditched me. I thought you left me. I was like, ditch you for who? I don't know anyone in this city like you do. Like, you think I just went off with some randoms when you hurt yourself? Like, what? So then me and her hug, and I'm freaking out because I still don't have my phone and all this, and I'm like, what happened to me? Like, what just happened to me? Why did I spend a night in jail for no reason, with no ticket, no nothing? Like, what? Like, what? Yeah, that's pretty much how it went, and it was not fun. So I pretty much got tortured for a whole night, and the whole entire time I was in there, all I could think about was, imagine if I was a person of color. Imagine that, you know? Like, imagine that. Like, if I was a person of color, I would have been more tortured to life there. I would have gotten it way worse. They probably would have lied way more. Like, I was just like, wow. I couldn't even imagine what happens to people of color with our, like, justice system. It actually makes me sick. Like, these people are sick people. Like, why can't we have good people running, trying to help our world? Like, why? Like, these people that are, like, these policemen, they're not trying to help us. They're just happy that they got power, and they're here trying to finesse us for more money. Like, this city really just taught me a lot. But after that night, you know, I decided to just be the responsible one. You know, everyone was like, you know, you should go do something about it, and you shouldn't let them get away with that. And I was like, well, you know what can I really do? They're the law. I'm just some girl who just moved to this big old city. What can I do? You know how everyone feels, how sexual assault people feel, how other people in the law feel, like, get charged for nothing. You know, it's just like, what can I do? There's not much I can do. So then I'm like, I'm just gonna leave this be and move on, because I'm not a criminal. I'm not a person that gets in trouble with the law. So I was like, you know, as long as I make sure that an incident doesn't like that happen again, even though that wasn't even my fault, I'm gonna be good. So then last night, I've been so sick these last 2 weeks. Like, today, I don't even know how I'm doing this in front of this camera right now. Like, I've been so sick to the point where I feel like I'm gonna die. My stomach feels like it's falling out of me. It hurts a lot. So yesterday I finally decided to leave the house for the first time since I've been back here, which has been like 2 weeks. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna finally drive my vehicle, get up, and get myself some food. So me and April, we finally get out of the house and leave, and we literally are leaving for 5 minutes, and I think, I'm like, maybe I should bring my purse with me just in case. And then I was like, nah, I don't need my IDs, I don't need any of this, I don't want to spend money, so you know what, leave it here. So I leave it here, and like, it literally took me like 5 seconds to think about it. I was like, finally, decided to leave it there. Get in the car, And I'm like super out of it because I'm not like feeling that good and stuff, but I was like, you know what, it's only a 5-minute drive. I was already feeling like I shouldn't be in this car right now for some reason. Like, I don't know, I just had this feeling. Should always listen to your gut instinct. So then I go to literally 5 blocks away, not even 4 blocks away from the house, and I get pulled over, and I'm like, why is this person pulling me over? I've done nothing at all. Why are you pulling me over? And the next thing I know, I'm on the side of the road. He comes to my car, and when he comes to my car, all I can hear on the microphone is blah, blah, blah. This lady's reading out all my past history, what I did when I was 15, all of this stuff. And I'm just like, why does he need to know this? Like, why does every cop in the city need to know my past? Do these people know what happened? No. Do these people, like, why? And then he's like, I'm like, excuse, he asked me for my license. I'm like, I actually don't have it. It's 4 blocks away from here. I literally live 4 blocks away. I'm just going quickly to take my friend to get some food. I'm feeling really sick today. I'm very sorry. And then he was like, well, give me your name, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, so sir, why am I being pulled over? And he's like, well, because you didn't have your N on your car. And I'm like, I haven't worn my N on my car once, okay? You know how many cops I've passed? Millions, okay? Millions. I almost have my full license, and I'm just like, no other province has to wear a fucking stupid N on their card. Like, this is retarded. You can just see that I'm an N driver by searching up my name and registration, you fucking dumbass. Anyways, so then I'm just like, so he goes back to his car and he waits there for 15 minutes. Like, the longest ticket I've ever gotten in my life. He comes back and he's like, so, what do you do for work? And I'm like, I am a sales associate person online. And he's like, what's this? And I'm like, yeah, I make my money online. And then he's like, so how do you afford this car? How do you afford it? How do you afford the registration? How do you afford the gas? And I'm like, he's like, your family doesn't live here. And I'm like, because I just told you I have a job. I'm a sales association person online. Maybe because I wasn't saying that last part right. He just thought I was stupid or something, but the banks put me down as sales associate person online. Like, that's what I am technically to the banks, okay? I sell things online, and that's what I do. I sell photos online. I'm a model. And so I literally had to like break that out in little letters for him. And he was like, well, that sounds you must be making a lot of money doing that, or something like that. I drive a 2005 Honda Civic Dust Bucket. Literally, I got like messages of people making fun of me like a week ago for driving this fucking car. Like, I literally just got this car handed to me because my other car broke down. I don't even think I could sell this car for $1,000. What do you mean, how do I afford this car? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I'm lost here. I don't understand how you're speaking English. But like, is it impossible for a 19-year-old girl to be driving a car in Vancouver? Like, are you saying that it's too expensive city to be driving a car in this city? Like, maybe, like, maybe come to my house and see where I live, bitch. Like, made me so mad. Like, just because I'm a successful young girl doesn't mean I'm out there going and freaking doing what different criminals do. Like, so yeah. So now I have 2 tickets for not having my N and not showing my license, and the cops are on my ass for no reason. So if one of you cops from Vancouver see this, can you please understand I'm not a criminal? Yeah, the amount of times I've had to deal with cops in 2020 is like unreal, like too crazy. Like, this year has been too crazy. Like, I've learned so many lessons this year. I've had so many experiences that I've never had before, and you know, like, so many negatives of this year, but so many positives came out of it. Like, I'm here living in the city I've wanted to live in since I was in grade 7. I've gotten a lot of my goals done, but I'm also just learned a lot. Lots of negatives came out of it too. Lost some friends. Some family and friends have died. Lots of people have died. Lots of like realizing what life really is all about. So I just hope from here on out the cops leave me alone. Knowing me and my crazy freaking life, they probably won't. But you know, I'm just being a good person, so I'm not scared. Guys, I've literally promise you I'm gonna be coming back here talking to you guys soon. I've just been really working on myself. I don't wear makeup anymore, and I don't even do anything with my hair anymore because I want it to grow super long, so I literally just barely even brush it. And yeah, I've just been like trying to make myself a very healthy, spiritual, mentally, physically healthy person. And then I hope that I can come back and actually inspire you guys and teach you guys some things. But I think that you guys need to hear some of my crazy story times because this stuff's just too insane, and I don't think this happens to everyone. Like, why is this happening to me? I don't know. I don't even sound good. See, that's 2020. It's like bipolar. Like, 1 minute you're smiling, 1 minute you're crying. No sense. But anyways, I love you guys, and if you stay to the end, you a real one, and I bet you're already subscribed, so I ain't even gonna tell you to press that button. But if you did like this video, thumbs it up, and if you didn't, well, I hope you dislike it because you need to tell me that shit. And you know what, I just want to say I love you all, and I'll see you soon, really soon this time. I promise I won't make you guys wait any longer. Love you guys. Bye.